Welcome back to the Make Money Making Videos podcast. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Make Money Making Videos podcast. This is episode number 7, and we're coming full circle. The first podcast I was ever on in my entire life was the Creative Minds podcast, was with MasterEth, and that's exactly who I got on episode number 7. So introduce yourself, my man. Tell the people a little bit about you and who you are, where you came from, what you get up to in your day-to-day. Basically who you are.
Has existential crisis. No. Hi, I'm MasterEth. Yeah, Jack was on our podcast, Creative Minds. So that was really fun. That was a really fun episode. But yeah, basically, I am a YouTuber. Literally posted a video like yesterday.
The green
that I worked
screen
on
one
for
or
a
whatever.
month. Yeah, I worked on that for like a month straight. It was great. But yeah, I'm a YouTuber who makes analysis videos, where basically the whole point of my channel is discovering things on the internet, like amazing things that not many people know about, and then make videos about that. So that's like the whole point of the channel. And then I'm also a freelance video editor. So that's like my job.
Boom.
So,
exactly. And that's obviously, you know, how we, connected officially and everything like that.
Oh yeah.
And
for sure.
This is the Make Money Making Videos podcast. So that's sort of a relevant thing that you kind of need to be doing to come on this podcast, to be honest. So it does make sense. So why don't you start off by telling us how you got into freelance video production, and then boy, I have an infinite amount of questions for you regarding this topic right here.
It's I think the main reason like it kind of started off was because like I was doing a bunch of research on it after a while, because like my friend MasterEth, who's a YouTuber.
I know him, of course. Shout out to MasterEth. We're doing the podcast soon.
Yeah, he's great. He's been one of my best friends on the internet for a while now.
Yeah, no doubt.
Basically, he kept showing me Gary V posts, and at first, like, I dismissed it, like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
But then I got into his content and loved it. So it's partially like MasterEth and Gary V, but when I was doing research on like freelance sites and everything, I stumbled across like all of your videos.
Yes,
so I binged all of those.
Come on.
And yeah, so basically because of that, like I signed up to Upwork, and I've been on there for like 4 months now.
Hell yeah.
I have like multiple consistent clients, not just from Upwork, but that's definitely helps.
Yeah, 100%.
Like a lot. And
so I mean, I remember you telling me this in our podcast, that I guess you found Upwork through my videos, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's literally absolutely crazy. And I mean, Upwork, right? For me, Upwork has become pretty much my number one go-to, right? With videography stuff, I haven't really had much luck there, but I know you can filter it down to, the location type of thing like that. But for video editing, as far as video editing work on the internet, remote work, where you're editing for a client who's, a YouTuber or a social media person or whatever, it's been the most effective for me 100%. And, I want to ask you that. What's the best place to find video work online? Because to me, I'm telling anybody it's Upwork, but Upwork comes with an array of different problems. Also, there's various different, little extras that they throw onto you. There's a couple little things you got to maneuver around, so to speak. And I want to ask you directly, man, what's the best place to find video work online?
I say it really depends on your experience level. Because if you're starting out, I'd say Upwork is amazing. But one of the reasons I've kind of been trying to get more independent clients is because Upwork takes 20%.
Yep, they take 20% of the money.
Oh yeah, which is not that great.
Terrible.
Especially when
it's terrible,
there's a job.
It's terrible.
I know.
It's terrible.
Especially when I do a job that isn't that much money anyways. So it's just like, but then I feel bad for like rising the price, because I know this client's going to be like, no. And then I say, well, Upwork takes 20%. They're like, I don't care. Bye. Kind of thing.
Yeah, of course.
Depends on the person, but like.
Oh, no, 100%. And obviously there's benefits to staying in Upwork and staying part of the safety net based on the reviews and stuff like that.
That's fair. No, but I think it's good to be on at least and just submitting stuff every day to that, because I got a few people who responded to me recently, actually, who are gonna be like consistent clients for me. So
and that's all through
that's
Upwork.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing with Upwork,
the
thing with Upwork is like the whole mindset thing, right? Because
a
lot of people go to Upwork because they're looking for people, right?
Of
But
course.
a lot of what I've been doing is going on Twitter because of your advice.
Yep.
Searching up like I need a video editor and stuff, and like searching every day for those certain keywords, and like replying to like every single one that I can find. And that's actually led to a few.
And how
here and there.
There's much? All right. So Upwork, the conversion rate, as in like if I apply to let's say 10 jobs at the point I am now, I'm gonna get a few of them. Like definitely, like I'm gonna get one at least. Let's be real. But over on Twitter. What's your success rate? As in, someone posts, I need a video editor, which for anybody watching, that's a time-tested method. You can go to Twitter and use Twitter search and type in the phrase, I need a video editor, and there will be tens of people there posting in the last week saying, Twitter, please recommend me a video editor, blah, 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 and then you can message them.
So, yes, but you should also press the recent tab. Otherwise, you'll get ones from like weeks ago who already have video editors.
That's tip number 2 right there. That's for the experts.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But yeah, my bad. The question was how much is the conversion rate you've seen on Twitter, and then maybe compare it to Upwork.
It's probably less than Upwork because of like the whole mindset thing. You know, like people go to Twitter, not really searching for jobs, but that's the thing. I'm going to the people who are literally like, hey, I need a video editor. So it's more likely, but at the same time, I feel like the conversion rate for Upwork is higher due to like the literal point of the site.
The point of the site, people are coming to Twitter to hang out, aren't they? And try get a deal. And it's also more or less, I don't mean this in a mean way, but like less official stuff almost, if you know what I mean, right? Where it's like on Upwork, you might be editing, you know, stuff for big brands or whatever. You might be editing for you know, big companies, whereas on Twitter you're editing probably for like a, you know, a more kind of independent person type of thing like that, which there's nothing wrong with 100%, but that's also going to factor into the budget that's being presented to you for that project. You know what I mean? And that's just a natural sort of situation. You know what I mean? And you know, I mean, if we are talking about budgets, here's one thing that I want to know, which I've been talking a bunch about recently. It's been a big topic where I've been doing a series called Project Breakdown, where I take some of the most, you know, expensive projects that I've worked on and kind of break them down to people. And feel free not to answer this, because some people feel different about these type of questions than me do. I'm an open book. I answer everything. But what's the most you've ever been paid for a project?
Like, probably like 160. I would say.
And
170.
Awesome. So what did that project entail? This is the thing. Like a lot of people will kill to get that for a project right there. But they want to know what could they do for a project? You know, like what do you have to do to get $160 for one project?
Well, see, the reason it got that high is because it was like an hourly job, right? Yeah. And so because of like the first hourly job, it set the bar for the next video. So the guy was okay with paying like for the next video, especially because of like the quality work I did.
Yeah.
So I think doing it hourly definitely helps get the price up, but I don't like to do hourly.
Scary, right?
I just don't. Yeah, because then I'm always afraid of like overcharging clients, you know? Like, so it's like, and it's better if it's a fixed rate, because then everybody's fully aware like what it is. And there's no like hidden fees or whatever, you know? It can
feel like a little bit trickery when you're like, hey, I got, you know, it took 5 more hours, or it took 2 more hours. It's like, shit, well, you didn't really tell me that up front, and then it's creating this conflict down the road. That's the same with me, man. Is like, you can always get more for the hourly project, but you're always a little bit anxious doing the project, thinking, I hope they're okay paying this. So for me, even if I can see like the clear amount of hours that I'm going to put into this, I'll round it off for them. You know what I mean? And I'll say, all right, boom. So, you know, for a videography project, for example, the other, you know, day I'm shooting the car company. So I'm saying, all right, it's going to be, you know, probably about 5 hours on the filming, at least about 10 hours on the edit. You know, you add it up for them in front of them right there. And then they're, you know, very happy for you to round that off to a big price. You know what I mean? But I think that kind of comes up with experience, really being able to envision the entire project.
Yeah, that's fair. That does make sense.
Yeah, for real. But so how long have you been freelancing for, right?
Since November.
Okay. Oh, wow. So you've been doing it for 4 months, like 5 months. 5 months. 5 months. And how's it going? You think it's going good? I mean, I'm not going to speak for you, but something went down. You know what I mean? Didn't it? Didn't you? You leave a previous position or something like that?
I was a janitor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Wherefore though? Like the janitors don't come in one shape, one size. There's all different types of janitors. You got a prison janitor, you got a school janitor, you got a cafeteria janitor. All their jobs are probably pretty different. You know what I mean?
That's fair. No, it was for this local cleaning company that cleans like a school. I was trying to remember like this. It was a specific kind of school, but I can't remember the name of it. So it was a school, it was an office, and then a surgical center. So I got to wear scrubs.
Okay.
But so I cleaned those 3 places.
Cool.
Like every weekday.
Every single. So you did Monday to Friday. Monday to Friday.
I hated it so much. It was.
Jeez, what was your hours? What was your hours like?
It feels so long ago, but it really wasn't.
Yeah, it was 4 months ago, right? 5 months ago.
I would say that I would get there at around 3 or 4-ish and not even get done till like midnight or 1 in the morning. So, sometimes 2 or 3. So like it was,
Holy shit.
Or maybe it was 6. I don't know. I can't remember when I started, but I know that it always went to like either 11 o'clock at night or 3 in the morning.
Oh my God.
And that just,
That's insane. It's that's unbelievable to think about. So in 4 months, 5 months, 4 or 5 months, you've gone from working a janitor job that you hated. You're doing the evening shift, so you gotta you're sleeping in loads the next morning because you're up till 3 in the morning or whatever the case may
be. No. No, there's a specific reason for that.
Yeah. But in 4 months, in 5 months, you've quit that job. You know what I mean? That's a big deal, dude. You know what I mean? You quit a regular job that, like, I'm sure a lot of people watching this have a regular job and they're thinking, damn, I'll make videos too. I'd love to quit my regular job as well. There might even be someone who's a janitor, they're janitoring right now while they listen to this podcast. They're thinking, I wish I could quit. How do you go in 4 or 5 months to build a consistent income, freelance video editing, like an income that's real enough that you could just quit, this quote unquote real job that you had? You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is a very interesting question because I feel like I'm in a very specific situation where I can do this, and I feel like not a lot of people can.
Okay.
But like I'm still living with my parents.
Yep.
Like, and they like super support me and everything. And they know that I'm not one to like just sit around and do nothing.
Of course not. Yeah.
So they're like okay with me like living with them and then building this business. So that way, like in 1 or 2 years, once it's like built up to better than it is now, then it'll be like way more sustainable and everything.
Awesome.
But it's just it's still on the ground level, man. There's been weeks.
Yep.
There's been weeks that have been so heartbreaking, which has led to mental breakdowns.
Oh, really?
Due to like a lot of different factors. Yeah.
Talk about that. Talk about that. That's interesting.
I know. Yeah. Because it feels like you do all this work sometimes. Like behind the scenes work, like finding the clients and everything. But for me, sometimes I feel like I'm doing nothing, which is so stupid. Because I'm like up at 6:30 in the morning. I don't go to bed till like midnight. And it's like I'm doing like a lot of things. I have multiple to-do lists. I get them done every day. I exercise. I'm always doing like business related stuff. But at the same time, it's like I feel like I'm doing nothing. And it makes no sense whatsoever. But
I know about this. It's called busy work. Busy work over work that's like really productive. Like there's so many things. Like now I'm getting to the point where I've actually just hired my first 2 people this week. So I've hired freelancers myself opposed to being hired. And that's a result of the busy work, my friend. That's you get to the end of the day and it's the same for me, bro. I'm thinking, Jesus, bro, what have I even done with this day? Like I've been working at the office all day, but I haven't. Like, what have I really done? And then you start playing it out, and you're like, well, that's a small thing I did, and I applied for this, and then I uploaded this, and I did this.
Yeah.
And it's the admin-related stuff, which really can get frustrating. And it can make you feel like you have done nothing. But then if you look at it, like you really have done stuff, just a lot of little micro tasks that the way I view it is that adds up to the big picture. That's as important as doing the big things today, because the big things that you're going to be doing tomorrow or the next day or week is because of all these little admin basic tasks that add up to you having the result, you know what I mean, of a few months or a few weeks, whatever the case may be down the line, especially when you're talking about something like applying to work. Like it's an effort to apply to a bunch of jobs, but those people are going to pay you money if you do it right. So it's you're
right.
pretty big incentive, and you're obviously doing that today to set yourself up for tomorrow type of thing.
Right. Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah. I think it's because like a lot of this work like isn't technically like paid work, but you need to do it in order to like eventually get paid kind of thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot like I like to consider it as like behind the scenes kind of work.
Yeah.
Like setting stuff up, applying for jobs, stuff like that. And I think that's kind of where it like stems from.
It is,
you know?
It's all like little admin type of stuff. It's the type of thing like you'd have like a secretary or something like that doing all these type of things. You know what I mean? Someone would have their own job.
But now it doesn't make sense at all to.
Believe me, I know that, bro. I've been freelancing for 2 years now, and I've just hired my first 2 people. You know what I mean? I've hired some people one guy to ease up my editing, and another girl to help me out with some emailing and stuff like that, right? So that's the first 2 people that I've hired, and you know that's obviously interesting because I've been getting hired for the past 2 years, and I've just hired the first people, being on the other end of you know the kind of stick type of thing like that. What's some kind of weird scenarios that you've had with a client, right? I've had a bunch of clients that's annoying. Okay, I've had a couple clients that's annoying. It's a tough situation to be in because at the end of the day, you've entered into not just like a regular relationship with this person. So if someone starts getting annoying in a regular relationship, be like, hey, you're being annoying. You know what I mean? But if someone starts getting annoying in a business setting, it's not really the type of scenario where you reach out and say, hey, buddy, you're being a little bit annoying right now. So I want to ask you, how do you go about dealing with an annoying client without telling them, listen, buddy, you're being pretty annoying right now? The sigh.
Yeah.
That was probably the realest sigh. Sorry, bro. That was the realest sigh I've ever heard.
No, I know. And it's just like...
The sigh said, I get this. I feel this.
Because it's at the same time, it's like you feel like if you say something, you're just going to automatically lose this client and be like, he gets offended and then just leaves kind of thing. Which I don't know if that's realistic, but
it's realistic. Yeah. It's realistic. It depends how into that relationship you are.
The only time I ever get frustrated with a client is if they are just terrible at messaging. Like when there's a roadblock in the communication and I have to ask 15 million questions because they just don't know how to text. And it's so stupid, right? And so I know exactly what you're gonna tell me because I saw this on your podcast of like how you call people. Like, I know. But with Twitter, that's tough to do, right?
You gotta, I hear you.
So but I do think that's a good idea for sure. Other than that, I mean, there's been some problems with like sending footage, like for some reason I can't download this video. Can you send it again? And like with some clients it's like that, but not all of them. So those are like the 2 instances where I get like annoyed by a client.
So it's lack of communication and then them being like less technically proficient than you are, and they're doing something dumb. Like, you know, you've done it, you sent it to them right. You've sent them a Dropbox link and they're like, you know, I can't download it. I don't want a streaming link. I want to download it. You know what I mean? Type of shit like that.
Yeah. But I mean, that's what you get when you work through the internet, right? Internet problems are going to happen. And so.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, man. That's the name of the game, man. It's remote work has benefits, and it has problems with it as well that kind of arise where you wouldn't really be getting that in, I guess, like a normal job. I mean, like even in a normal job, people don't understand what their boss is saying sometimes. So let alone if their boss was communicating through like this wall, which doesn't give you all the info, which is this text thing. You know what I mean? And that's why I like to any of my freelancers. Going through that, even if you are talking to these people on Twitter, if they got Twitter, they probably got something like Discord or or
Skype,
TeamSpeak or Skype or Zoom. There's like so many of these audio things now, and I think like for me, bro, that is 100% the way. Like since I get in a Skype call, or it doesn't have to be a Skype call. Even my clients that I work with in person, I get on the phone call with them, and I don't think I've really had much miscommunication since. I started incorporating that because you just miss less. You know what I mean?
There was one client that was like, hey, can I Skype you in a little bit? I'm like, sure. And that was like one of the best client interactions I've ever had.
Yeah,
because it's different from texting versus like face to face.
It's It's real.
It's
much realer, and you create like a connection.
It's less time wasted too. That's the other 100%. Thing, right?
Less time wasted. So, it takes 10 minutes to communicate, where you can communicate in 2 minutes in a voice call. You know what I mean? And you, in my opinion, not in all cases, but you set yourself up better for future work by personalizing it like that. 100%. Right, you know what I mean? I'm speaking. You know, even you know, I've just hired 2 people. I hired the people that I could talk to. I didn't hire the people that were only talking to me over text, because like there were some people that couldn't get in the call or whatever. Completely left them alone. Didn't want anything to do with them, based on the fact that I know that doing it in the call is going to be the most effective. I want to know you. I want to personalize the experience, type of thing like that. And basically just do it, you know, make it more of a real situation. But I mean, dude, 100%. I mean, I have you heard about me talk about the Vietnamese cryptocurrency platform, the hire?
Oh yeah. I remember that story. Yeah.
Those guys, man. Jesus. All right. So, you know, we're losing everything in translation. They're saying, Jack, you need to change the quality. And I'm thinking, like, do they mean the resolution? Like, what are these guys talking about? You know what I mean? It was I was
literally just watching that like 2 days ago too.
Legendary, dude. Hell yeah. That's what I mean. Like that's a perfect example of the text just not being fucking efficient. But obviously that's an extreme version. Most people you're dealing with aren't Vietnamese, and they're, you know, they're saying one thing, they mean another, type of thing like that. But yeah, man. Consistent clients. That's the way to go to go full time, right?
Mm-hmm.
You've seen the same?
Yeah.
Of course.
For sure.
So consistent clients for me, man, have been 100% the way that I've kind of maintained a consistent income. You could live off of 3 consistent clients. You got 3 consistent clients giving you constant work. You know, for me, it was on Skype or email. That, you know, just constant YouTubers in some cases, Instagram people and another. YouTube's such a perfect thing. What's the niches, right? So niches for me are cool. I like niches. Like I started off as almost entirely a YouTube video editor type of thing, which I feel as though is like almost similar to what you're doing right now, kind of thing. You're on the beginning end. What's a niche that you could recommend to the people you think there's a big amount of work in this niche that they can go in there?
I would definitely say YouTubers.
Yep, same.
For sure. Yeah. And besides, that's like my specialty anyways. I've been doing that for like 3 years. Like, I know exactly what I'm doing, and I'm very proficient in that. Yeah, I actually do edit for some big YouTubers.
Dope,
so that's pretty cool. Yeah.
I mean,
and of course I put that on my portfolio, right?
That's what I mean.
Because if they know that I'm a 5-star video editor and that I edit for like 5 different YouTubers, I'm going to be higher in the
YouTube section, guaranteed instantly.
Well, not even that. But I meant when I was saying that, I mostly meant it on like Twitter, right? Because you have all these other people on Twitter saying, "Hey, hire me." But if I say that, like, I'm very good at what I do and I work with these people,
cosign,
who have this subscriber count,
you siphon part of their brand.
Push you. And then also, because I'm so smart, I also add my portfolio video in the Twitter replies of like every single one of these. So I for sure stand out because nobody else is adding a video intro. And it's great. And I learned this recently because I had this idea because I used to be able to just do it on my phone so that way I could do it on the treadmill. So that's the trade-off. Now I can't do it. I have to do it on my computer. Otherwise I can't see in the video clip, whatever. But it's fine because now I actually stand out. Right, which is good. And I used to do, and I still do this, whenever I distribute my YouTube videos, I'm a part of a lot of YouTuber Facebook groups, and I kind of do the same thing. Oh wow, okay.
You've been adding me to them all. Legendary.
But yeah, and so I do the kind of the same thing where it's like I add a video clip and then title, link to the full video kind of thing. So I kind of took like the same aspect and then. And it has helped. Like, I have gotten more replies because of it.
The video intro.
So, like,
dude, the video intro. It's crazy. The video intro literally might have been the fucking best thing I ever did in my entire life, bro.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Because then you're putting a name to a face. It's not just words on a screen. It's like a person talking to you.
That's the thing, bro.
How cool, right?
In this day and age, it's very easy to fake things. And I think a lot of people get a little bit unsure on who to trust, especially being that you can portray yourself so easily as something you're not on the internet. The video intro crushes all of that, doubt they have in their mind, which rightfully they should have a doubt. If they're about to pay someone over the internet, they want to know it's the right person that they're about to pay, type of thing like that. And 100%, the video intros helped me massively. It was my friend who thought of the video intro. My friend Oscar. He the person, I don't know if you saw the first podcast that I ever did, Oscar B. He's my friend. I know him, in real life, and basically, I told him about Upwork about 12 months ago, something, because he needed to make some money, and I was like, boom, video editing, check this out. And he told me about he came to me one day and he was like, Jack, I figured something out, found something that's groundbreaking. I was like, all right, tell me, Oscar. He said, we're both YouTubers, right? And I was like, yeah, we are. We are. He's like, so why don't we just make a YouTube video for the clients? I was like, whoa. I was like, Oscar, holy shit. And he was like, Jack. And I just started my video production channel at the time, or 12 months ago. So I've been about 6 months into my video production channel, this channel, obviously. Yeah. And he was like, please don't make a video telling everybody about this. We need to capitalize off this for a little while, Jack, please. And he was pleading. He said, Jack, I debated on whether even telling you because I thought you might make a video on it. And I was like, Oscar, this is such a good idea that I think I will actually hold off a couple months and not make a video.
That's smart.
Just so we can capitalize on it, which I do think he was probably overreacting because I don't think that many people could jump onto it and do an effective enough video intro that it would have competed with us in that sort of, in that short amount of time. But it makes a funny story that he pleaded with me. He said, please, Jack, you know what I mean? Like, we can't do it. Like, this is the holy grail right here. And it really was. As soon as we switched to the video intro, I got a 10x increase in the amount of clients that I was bringing in, the amount of jobs I was able to get. And it became not like a scary thing, like, uh-oh, I don't have a client. Now I need to go find one. It was like, I don't have a client. Now I'm just going to send a bunch of proposals and definitely get one by the next day, which is kind of became, it wasn't like that instantly because, I'm on my 5th rendition of the video intro, but that was still a massive increase straight off the bat. And I would plead anybody who hasn't incorporated the video intro to do it. I mean, even people who aren't necessarily a YouTuber like you, me, and Aussie, that's like a perfect people to do this sort of thing. We make YouTube videos all the time, so we're comfortable in front of the camera. But I would plead people to do it, even if they haven't, been in front of the camera that much and things like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like the video intro is a double-edged sword because if you have a terrible video intro, why would anybody pay for you to make a video, right?
I think even the worst video intro is going to be better than a text proposal, though, right? Well, not the worst. The worst, my bad. So my definition of worst in my mind is like there's a certain point of video that I couldn't make a video worse than a certain point. You know what I mean? So it's like maybe my definition of worst is wrong, but I think a blob of text, you kind of disregard it. You know what I mean? Like you kind of disregard the blob of text. And a lot of people send the same blob of text. Everybody, especially on Upwork, they just spam it to 30 people. And in that sense, they're like, "Hi, client, I would love to join your job." And there's like this fucking guy right here. You know what I mean? He's just bullshitting his way through the whole thing. Yeah. And it kind of removes. It just makes it more personal, man. Seriously, I think.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the thing with Upwork. I always try to personalize each and every cover letter that I write because like for the most part, like I have the same points, but then like I personalize a section. I basically go into like each job that I'm like applying for and like touch on everything they're talking about. It's like, hey, I can do this. I can make it look like this how you want it, kind of thing. So because that's what they're looking for. If they know that you can do the things that they're asking instead of just, hey, I do video editing. Then like,
100%. Do you want Upwork? Do you always... Okay, so how many accounts do you have on Upwork?
One.
Okay, cool. So you're a good boy. You're a good boy.
Trust me. I know about your shenanigans, and I do not approve.
I got 15 and a half accounts right now, bro. 14 and a half of them been banned.
You're gonna get exposed. Somebody is gonna send like this podcast or something to somebody on Upwork, and you are just going to be like blacklisted.
Dude, I think they did. Like, I genuinely think they did, bro. If I make an account called Jack Cole, I think it gets banned straight away. I call myself
name it Cole Jack and see if that works.
No. The one I just made the other day was called J. Cole Garrod or something like that. You know what I mean? So I'm just like making like double barrel with last names, type of thing. This right here is a perfect showcase of the two type of freelancers you're going to encounter: the reckless ones, and the by the books.
I'm a rule follower by heart. I don't.
It's resulted in you never having to make more than one Upwork account, though. But I feel you. So,
but see that like we solved this problem two different ways. you made more accounts, but what I did is I tried to get more independent clients, so then I wouldn't have to worry about the fee.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Which is better overall. I feel like independent clients, in a way, are kind of better because then you don't have this.
The clients are independent. The clients have always been independent for me. Well, that's the next step I get for that. Me is I've only ever taken one payment through Upwork in the entire 2 years that I've been on there. You know what I mean? Every single other of the hundreds of clients I've worked with have worked with me over email or Skype, which they're obviously happy to do. As soon as you tell a client, listen, Upwork tried to take 20% of my money if I do the payment through there, any business-orientated mind is going to say, whoa, we can't let that happen. I'm not about to give, I'm not about to let 20% of your money go to, you know what I mean? Like, because $100, that's $20. $50, that's $10. It's like, it is a significant amount. And I've also made the actual statement that Upwork got greedy. They got greedy. They did. Because if it was 5%, I would have never taken a single client outside of Upwork. And Upwork, and like, I've made tens of thousands of dollars over the past 2 years. Upwork would have gotten a percentage of it if they just tried to take a lower percentage. But because they got greedy and tried to take the full 20%, which is kind of flawed logic. I understand that because they're providing the website, obviously. Who am I? Ignorant, arrogant Jack Cole coming in here saying they're taking too much. But they are. They're taking too much.
They kind of are, yeah.
20%. That's taxes.
That's Fiverr also does the same thing.
You pay taxes twice. Yeah. That's taxes twice. Two times tax. You're paying taxes if you were making, you know what I mean? You're paying the taxes like a 500,000 a year earner is paying, like the 40% tax or whatever, right? You have to earn over a certain amount to pay 40% tax, or else you just pay 20% or something like that, right? If you're paying 20% to Upwork and then you also have to pay your taxes, you're paying 40% of your money to tax. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Which, I'm not doing that shit.
Right.
I can't do it.
I understand that conclusion. Yeah. It makes sense. I get it, right? To each their own, I guess. I don't know. Like,
oh yeah, I mean, totally agree to disagree. I'm literally just stating knowledge. I'm not in here trying to, say,
no, I know.
Either one of us is right. If anything, you're right for following all the rules. You know what I mean?
There have been so many people on like Fiverr who have been like, hey, can you do this for exposure? And I'm like, I'm sorry, sir, but the TOS says I can't do it unless I get paid. And they're like, okay, have a nice day. And that's it.
See, that's like, the number one thing why I love Upwork so much is I've never had any, like, people wouldn't have the audacity to ask you to do, like, that's a little confusing because Fiverr, tell me a little about Fiverr. What's the pros?
Well, it's weird because what I thought was that you get paid $5.
Yeah.
But they've transitioned into like a service platform instead. Because everybody's like, I thought Fiverr was like, oh, somebody records a video, you pay them to say something stupid, but it's actually a lot more than that. I was quite surprised. It's interesting. It's different than Upwork because with Fiverr, basically people come to you. Like I don't think there's a way to actually like advertise. Maybe if you get listed as like a verified person or something. I'm not sure. It's mostly like reputation on that site.
Yeah,
like
that's
if
what
you
I've
have
seen
a lot
as well.
of good 5-star reviews. Yeah. That's why I'm listed as like professional 5-star video editor on Fiverr because like nobody else is listed as that. So then that gives me a little bit more standout exposure,
Yeah, it's creating your own kind of search result for it almost.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody should just be on Fiverr. I have it as like another avenue to find people, basically.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty funny because like there's people killing it on Fiverr. You can go on there and you can see there's people who they offer a service, so it's like a YouTube intro. You can come here, you can pay them $10 and they make the YouTube intro. If you pay them $20, they add some music to it. Like there's a couple different versions that you can get, type of thing like that. You see people with thousands of orders. You know what I mean? So they've created one basic thing that they can replicate a bunch of times, and then people have obviously just come to them, and then they just spend the day. They might make 10 of the same thing. They're just using the template and then pop in the text in there or whatever the case may be, which is kind of like the main thing that I see. Which the automation side is very attractive, but it's not the same where you can be proactive. Like if I wanted to be really proactive today, I could get a client by the end of today on Upwork. You know, if I wanted to be like,
I get that.
I'm gonna apply, I'm gonna talk to them, I'm gonna blah blah blah, and I would get a client by the end of the day. Fiverr, it's like, let me make this posting, but now let me sit here and kind of just wait for them to come to me, which that has always turned me off, which I've never delved in, because of that sense where it's not in my hands. I got no control over the situation almost. It's kind of do it and wait.
All about control. No, I'm kidding. Well, I don't know. But the thing is with like Fiverr, there's actually a couple things.
Yeah.
I do actually have a horror story from Fiverr.
Share all your Fiverr information because I'm very interested to get.
Okay, cool. Time to look at my Fiverr points.
Yeah, let's see.
I have it. It's so bad that I listed it twice on here for some reason. Unless there were, I think it was two. No, wait, that was once. Anyways, so this was so stupid because this guy came to me. He's like, "Yo, do you watch Gary Vee?" Yeah. He's like, "Okay, I want to make an Instagram. I want you to make an Instagram post kind of thing with captions." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So that took me about like an hour or so.
Yep.
And then I did it. Yeah. And it was good. And then I sent it to him. And then it said on Fiverr that customer requests revisions. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And so I look at this and he's like, the video is too small. And I'm like,
he means the square.
What?
You made it square or whatever.
Yeah.
You're replicating what he sent you. Yeah.
For the past hour or two.
Yeah.
It led me to having a mental breakdown because I exported it in like 6 different resolutions and it just didn't change at all.
Really?
And so I had to refund the guy because it's like, I don't know what else to do here. This has never happened before. I deeply apologize saying that.
You exported it? You exported it in different resolutions, or did you change the composition?
No, I just changed the resolution because you would think that would make it.
No. Did you change the resolution on the export though, or the?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. You need to change it on the composition.
No, wait. No, I did though. Actually,
okay.
no, I remember.
Right.
Yeah. No, I. Yeah. No, I did.
Okay. Yeah.
I did everything in my power basically.
Painful.
Like, I would have done that. Yeah.
Painful. Dude, it's painful when some stuff like this happens. So yeah. He wanted you to do it. You thought you did it to the best of your ability.
And
he then said it's not the right settings, not the right resolution.
It was so stupid because on my end it looked perfect, but when I sent it to him, it didn't look good on his phone, and I'm like,
"That's it, the phone."
Yeah, I know this, right? But I like.
Yeah. How are you gonna communicate that? There's really no way.
And he's like, "Well, does it look like this one?" And I'm like, "It was so obnoxious.
Yeah.
So that was one. That was actually my first refund. Yeah. And then and then a more recent Fiverr story. Happened. I swear, all of these are from Fiverr. Fiverr isn't a bad platform. It's just the people that come to me, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, stop. No, you can't say anything.
I know, I'm just trolling.
You have negative bias against it. No, it's just, I found the most interesting people on Fiverr, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, there was another one that, shoot, really? Are you going to forget it as soon as you bring it up, Ethan? Really? Of course.
I feel you, bro. This shit happens to me, man. Seriously. Jesus Christ. On my podcast,
I felt it losing my brain as I was trying to introduce it to
you just got to keep it coming and then it comes back to you. I forgot my whole point on the last podcast I did halfway through. Yeah. I don't know what I was talking about, but I forgot, and I just had to sit there for like 10 seconds. And like in my head it seemed like 30 seconds, but then when I watched it back I was like, I could tell the point where I forgot my point, and then I returned to the point 10 seconds later, and it was only about a 5 to 10 second pause, like not even a pause, because I was just sort of like, hold on, mate, give me a second.
I just remembered it was about a prank video that somebody wanted.
There you go. It always comes back.
So basically this guy wanted a prank video. This was the one client where it's like the messaging later.
Yep.
And this event was just terrible.
Yeah.
And I had to ask several questions. So basically, like, I did everything he said. I thought it was okay. This could be a good, consistent client. It's not a lot of work, but hey, consistent income. I'm fine with that.
Yep.
And so I did it, and I get this revision request. He's like, hey, this isn't or no, actually I remember the words. He's like, almost perfect. Do this one last thing. And then I do the one last thing for 4 more times because apparently I just couldn't get it right. Even though it was because of communication. It's like, wait, what does he mean? So I had to read it over like 10 times and I'm like, oh, I think I know what he means. And then I did it.
Yep.
And then he went silent.
Oh my God. And just stopped hitting you back.
Yeah. Wait. Woo. Okay.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
then
yeah, yeah.
after a while, and I thought it was like, okay, well, he's probably busy.
Yep.
And this is bad because like I was going to spend the night at my friend's house like the next day.
Yeah.
So the next day at my friend's house, I look at my phone and he's like, this isn't what I wanted. And he was requesting a refund. And it was just like,
holy shit.
And so I just accepted the refund because I was so done at that point. I'm like, I just can't.
Yeah.
This is obnoxious. And it was, I've had a lot of mental breakdowns.
Yeah, dude, believe me.
Ever since I started freelancing, I've had more mental breakdowns than I had when I was at my janitor job.
Sounds like you need to communicate more, dude. Like, sounds like you need to just communicate.
I try. I really do.
No, I can tell, but get in the call, bro. Every single person. Promise me that you will not you will not enter into a single client freelancer relationship without talking to them first. Make this promise on the Make Money Make Videos podcast.
To be fair, this was before I heard your advice too. Okay. So, because this was from a while ago. This wasn't like super recent, but it was like past like month-ish.
I've had this stuff. I mean, like more earlier on in my freelance career, it would not be a crazy situation for me to do a project and then just lose contact with the freelancer type of thing like that. There was this like luckily for me, my brain does work in a more positive way where I can't remember logistics or details of any of these kind of situations, but I've had at least 5 or 10 different projects go haywire in the past type of thing like that. You know what I mean? And it's been down to lack of communication or little things going on or them not necessarily defining their project. Yeah. I had to emphasize that because these motherfuckers sometimes
at everyone
what their project is.
At everyone on Fiverr.
So basically, this one project that I had, they posted a job on Upwork for like what they described was to screen record their website and just add a couple titles to point out like the various different important places of their website. I built that whole video. I sent it to the client, and they said this is it's a cool video, but like this isn't really what I had in mind. And then we funny enough, actually, I just told you that advice, but the first part of our conversation was on texts, that part, and then I was like, all right, well, we've got to give this another try right here. Got in the Skype call, and he cleared it up, and he literally described an entirely different video to me than the one he posted. Like literally, like not even slightly the same. It had nothing to do with screen recording. It went down all inside of his fucking mobile app, not on his website. All sorts of like an entirely different project. I'm not talking about like one aspect was the same, one aspect was different. The dude posted an entirely different job on Upwork than the one that we ended up working together on that he apparently wanted the whole time, which kind of goes back to the point. The client, sometimes they have an idea of what they want, but they do not know how to articulate it. They do not know how to write that shit out. Well,
that's why they're going to you, right? Because obviously you know, right?
Yeah. But it's tough though. Yeah. You got to be in a situation like this and sort of either read between the lines, which I kind of did at first. What? Not really. I thought I followed directions, but then obviously it turned into a point where we had to get the Skype call because I did it quote unquote wrong, being that it wasn't apparently what he wanted. But also, that's a funny situation where the price increased for the video he really wanted made, which was pretty funny situation.
Right.
Hold tight, man. Hold tight. What's the most you've ever been paid from a client in total? The reason I'm saying this is because I added up my client total the other day and made a video on it. Do you see my video? It was like $10,000 from a single client.
Yeah, I could actually look. I think I can actually look this up.
This is what this is the type of questions I need to start asking more. I've been asking too much vague stuff. I need to go straight to the point. This is the Make Money Make a Video.
How much do you make?
How much money is in your bank account right now? How much do you owe to the IRS this year? How much do you owe Jack for coming on my podcast? $15. That's how much I charge. I charge $13.99.
Wait a minute. We didn't agree on that at first.
Yeah, I know, but there's VAT.
That wasn't the initial posting.
$13.99.
I got scammed.
Exactly, bro. I'm scamming everybody. If I'd have been charging a tenner to come on my podcast, I'd have $70 by now. Fuck yeah. But yeah, man, how much is the most you've been paid from a client in total? For me, it's about 10 grand.
It's not 10 grand.
Yeah, well, that was over 13 months. Let's be real. So 10 grand over 13 months stops looking that attractive. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
Not even a grand a month. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let me think here.
And you could just guesstimate it to me. I don't need you to look through your PayPal and say, all right, so there's one.
No, not PayPal, because like yeah. Well, I'm actually going on like my Fiverr, where it actually says like cool. Without like the fee cut and everything. So I thought that would be better.
It says the fee or whatever. Oh wait, you can go onto Upwork and see how much you've received.
No, that's sorry. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what I'm doing.
Cool. Okay. Cool. Yeah, I can't do that, but that's interesting. I like that. That's one of the benefits of taking everything to the website.
Yeah. So yeah, I think this was actually like my first like successful client too.
Cool. I mean, same actually. Now you said, I think it was my first or second kind of official big time client. That was giving me consistent work that I built that up.
Yeah. So from this one client alone, I've gotten like 765.
Dope. Dope. So talk to us a little bit about the type of videos you're creating.
This was a Twitch streamer who wanted montages of his like Fortnite gameplays. It had like captions. It had some funny moments kind of thing.
Yep.
And he loved it. He's like my favorite client too. Hush hush, don't let anybody else know.
Yeah.
Not because of like how much I've gotten paid from him, but because he's just some guy.
Not a micromanager.
He texts me as if I'm his friend. It's so great.
Yeah.
Because it's like it doesn't feel like business. It's just like he's like casually cursing and everything, and I'm just like, yeah. This is I like this guy. He's a fun guy too. So.
More real. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's great. But here's the downside, right?
Yeah.
I haven't heard from him in like a month.
Okay.
So he kind of just like dropped off, and it's weird because it's like he wanted to start up like weekly, because at first like I was making monthly videos for him, but then he's like, hey, I want you to make weekly videos for me, and I'm like, oh cool, I'm fine with that. And so I did for a while, and I haven't heard back from him since like let's see here, since like February 19th.
So well over a month now. Yeah.
And that kind of brings up another thing where it's like, how do you deal with clients who's like, let's do this project next week, but it's like been a month and you just haven't heard anything still? Is that client dead to you? Because that's kind of where I'm at. Oh yeah, for sure.
That client, to me, it's better make it dead than chase him up. You know
what
I mean?
For sure. For sure.
Like I've been that guy before when I kind of had a bunch of people on Skype and been like, damn, I don't necessarily want to apply for more work. Maybe I should just hit all these people back. And I've done like an email blast where I just email all my past clients like, yo, what's going on? Boom, Jack here. If you guys need more videos, I'm open for business right now. And it's worked in certain cases, but also sometimes you have to understand, like, they're living this whole life that you don't know about. Like, your whole life. Like, your whole life.
I'm fully aware, right?
Like, you got a whole life that's like going on. You got the, your parents, your mealtime, whatever the case may be, like all these things going on in your life. These people got that too, and people's lives are fucking nuts, dude. Like, people, you might not realize, but their lives are crazy. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't really put too much effort on it because as I get busier, as I get busier and more shit to do, I'm 20, I got loads to do. You know what I mean? We've been meaning to do this podcast for 2 weeks, haven't been able to do it until today. You know what I mean?
For sure. Yeah, exactly.
And I'm 20. I'm lazy in my mind, you know what I mean? I'm doing a lot, but I'm still lazy, you know what I mean? So these people who are running these companies and big people, they're older than us, and they're very busy. They probably got families, they got all sorts of stuff, you know what I mean? So it's like people are so busy, you know what I mean? So I think you're better off going out and finding a new client, building a new relationship than kind of really try to rekindle an old relationship unless it's coming from the client's point of view. Because obviously, if the client hits you up, you're never going to say no, you know what I mean? So it's like if they start hitting you back up again, it's not as though you're going to be like, hey, sorry, buddy, I didn't really like the way you left me last time, you know what I mean? You're just going to be like,
I actually hate you. I just haven't had the chance to say it to your face.
Exactly. No. And you're not going to turn down. It's like, hey, buddy, I got $100 for this project. No, sir. I don't know if you'll be here by the time I complete it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You're not going to hold a grudge like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, just leave it in their hands. They'll come back to you when the time is right, if the time is right. And it can be unfortunate. You know what I mean? Because I've had, it's painful when the videos are super simple, when they're well paid, because then you're like, damn, I wish I could do this all the time. But also, you got to be careful with a client selling you up the river, which hasn't really necessarily happened to me fully, but it kind of has. Where I worked on a project for a client, got paid $500 for the video. It's like, awesome, sweet, $500, and then he tells me, Jack, like, this is so good, I love this, I want these weekly. So this client just told me he wants a project for $500 weekly. I was like, oh my god, like this is a good client right here. You know what I mean? Like, sweet, weekly, that's $2,000 a month off one client. That would easily be my highest paying video editing client so far. So like, boom, awesome, let's do it. And he was like, but I'll be real, Jack, like, I do think it's great work, but I can't pay $500 a video. I can't do that every week. And I was saying, oh, well, okay, well, you know what? Weekly work is a big deal to me, buddy. So if you really can't afford $500, let me do a big one for you. I'll do $300 a video if you can promise me weekly work. Big decrease right there. You talk about nearly a half decrease, but I'm very, very certain I wanted to get this client, and I'll be real, the videos were very easy. I told him $300 a video. He said, awesome, let's do the first one now. Boom, send it to me. I made it. I did it. He paid me $300. And then he hit me back a few days later and said, Jack, the Facebook ad strategy for these videos isn't working yet. So I'm going to have to take a break, and I'll hit you up when we need more.
Ooh.
So that's that second project. I could have gotten the $500 for it, but because we'd agreed that we were doing the weekly for $300, he got that project for the $300, and then he needed to reevaluate. So that's something you can keep an eye out for, being careful. I'm not saying he meant to sell me up the river there, but it kind of ended up being that way.
Yeah, life just happens to you sometimes,
That's what I mean, bro.
But
that's what I mean. That's why not putting too much pressure on it, type of thing like that.
Oh yeah, like the only time I would ever think to message back older clients is if I'm not doing anything and there's something I need to. I'm like, I haven't heard from him in a while.
Yeah.
Maybe I should make sure if he actually left me a message, because sometimes I have these feelings, right? That I have these messages from these clients, but I actually don't. But it's that feeling in the back of your mind. It's like, I'm not on my phone. This could be the one time where I'm not on my phone.
Yeah.
Where it's like, when I'm doing nothing, that's not what they message. But whenever I'm doing something, that's right.
What is it that makes you feel that? Because that's funny. I totally relate to you right there. I'd be thinking the same too. And you know what I mean? It's like you got a little intuition, but then sometimes it doesn't. Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't pay off.
Oh yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, no, it's just because I'm always on my phone. So when I'm not on my phone, that's when that's the first thing I think of. It's like,
shit, maybe he messaged me. Yeah, I know. That's gotten to the point where I almost differentiate my times. Like when I go home now, I won't touch Skype. I close Skype on everything. I won't pay attention to anything, because I work on my office all day long, where I deal with my clients and I deal with my YouTube stuff. And it used to be a carryover where I'd go home and then the client, we need this adjustment, and I'd even take the time and be like, hey, you know what I mean? Don't worry, we're gonna get this done first thing tomorrow, whatever. And cool, that does make perfect sense. But for me, I don't even do any client communication really until I'm back in the office pretty much now, because I felt myself being there late at night, just like shit, like god damn it, I gotta, I'm thinking about stuff too much, and it's like I need to create a separation between these two right here.
Oh yeah, that's why in the future I want my own office that isn't my bedroom.
Exactly. I mean, dude, I'm the same thing. Same thing as you. First 8 months at least. I think I started freelancing in March, maybe April of 2017. So I didn't get an office until January of 2018, right? So I was in an office for at least, in my bedroom, trapping out my bedroom, freelancing out my bedroom for about, what is that, 8 months? 9 months? Something like that. You know what I mean? And from one freelancer to another, my productivity went through the roof when I got an office.
Oh yeah, for sure, right.
But it's also about finding a low expenses office. My office is great. It's very, very cheap rent here. I only pay like 190 pounds a month here, which is like a steal, like the cheapest office in my town. It comes with internet, everything like that. I gotta pay the heating bill every quarter or whatever, but that's about it. So I got like a perfect office, like in my opinion. I've been looking for an office for a while before I got this office, and they were all about double or triple the price, about 600, 400, and I was thinking, I may as well just move out if I'm getting this price here. And then I found this one pretty close to my house for like cheap, $450 down payment, $190 up front. I said, boom, let me get that right away. And I've been in here ever since. You know, I've been here for about 13 months now, something like that, since January last year.
Yeah.
But
for real,
your productivity goes through the roof, man.
Yeah, to be fair, I mean, you don't need a lot with an office. You just need a different space.
Yeah, it's a room, dude.
So,
it's a room.
Yeah, just a different room that isn't your bedroom. You know, like
I relate to that hard.
Yeah, I was also wondering, like, do you also have like this mental work timer in your brain where when it gets to a certain point in the day, for me it's like 6 to 8 p.m. it depends.
Yeah,
I'm always like, I don't have like the mental capacity to like do work in a way. Like I can still do work, but it's gotten to a point where it's like
so drooling,
not as effective work, you know.
100%, 100%. And for me, right, that 100% happens, and I think it happens with stuff you're not enjoying fully, right? So that will happen for me with remote work. It does not happen for me with clients that I work with in real life. Like I just went to a car dealership yesterday and Monday and filmed promo videos for them. If I'm editing that project, I'm genuinely so immersed in it because I've seen it through from getting the client to filming all the footage to, you know what I mean, coming home and reviewing all the footage to now compiling this video, that I'm so tied in and invested in this project that time for me goes past like nothing. And I can edit those projects I've edited till 10 in the evening, you know, and then been like, shit, well, I need to go home right now. It's 10, you know what I mean? Type thing like that.
Yeah, like I get that. That makes sense. That's like a different situation.
For most regular work though, I can't really work. Like when it starts getting dark outside, I want to just go home, you know what I mean? Like, screw this, man. I'm gonna do this later, you know what I mean? But obviously, if you're tied into a deadline, that's gonna make you work. You know what I mean? So
if it's a deadline like tomorrow, obviously I'm gonna push through it. But if it's if it's a deadline where it's like next week, it's like,
let me take a second. Yeah, I have the luxury of taking this time off, which that right there is probably the name of the game in terms of almost the most attractive thing about being a freelancer. You set your own hours, you do what you want. In a normal job, if you're tired, you do not have the option to say, I'll do it tomorrow. You don't have that option. You know, if you do that, you don't have a job tomorrow. You just walk out the job at 4 p.m. when you're meant to stay till 8. You do not have a job to come back to the next day.
Right.
So
I've been trying to incorporate breaks more, but the problem is like I don't want a break. I just want to continue working so that way I can actually get it done.
Yep.
But from what I realized, after about the 2.5 hour mark, that's where my brain's like, hey, buddy, you should probably take a break now. And I'm like,
take breaks.
You're right.
Go to the store. Go to the store, dude. I go to the store all the time. Go to the store, take a spin by the river. Like I have a perfect circle loop that works out where I walk up to the store, get my shit, climb over the little wall fence thing, go back around the river, and it circles back straight to my office, which is like a good way to get a little exercise, eat a little bit of food, and overall just, you know, take a step away from what you're doing. Because 100%, I mean, like, especially in your situation where I used to be in this situation, you wake up in the same room, you work all day in the same room, and you sleep in the same room. It can be intense if you don't kind of work out little things. So for me, I've been working in my office I've been working in my bedroom for 6 months until I started incorporating a thing where I went out to get coffee in the morning. So normally I would stay in the house all day. You know, there would be some days where I would just literally not even leave because I'm working all day, sleeping all day, you know, waking up all day in the same room, where I started incorporating, I would go out to a coffee shop, which is something I'd never done before this, you know, 2 years ago, whatever the case may be now, that I started incorporating this, is I go out every morning and get a coffee from a coffee shop, sit in the coffee shop and stuff, and that starts my day by getting out into the world. I see the world. You know what I mean? And I still do that, even though I work in an office. I go to the coffee shop, get my coffee, and then walk down to the office. So if you're working at your house, man, incorporating something like that, for you, it could be a bicycle ride. Like you said, you've been riding the bike, or it could be whatever, just something that gets you out and gets you kind of adjusted to the day right off the bat, where you're not just sat in the room all day, you know.
Well, what I usually do is, like, in the morning, like, I wake up, eat breakfast, do some, like, business stuff on my phone, then I'll come up here with my coffee and check email and just, like, low maintenance business stuff.
Cool.
there's mostly the stuff on my to-do list, and then from there I'll like start like exercising.
You do a bunch of the running machine. You got a running machine, don't you?
Yeah, I have an exercise machine in my basement, and since it's nice out, I can actually like go on bike rides now. But because there's been snow, I haven't been able to go outside, so it's like
holy shit,
but it's actually nice out now, so I've been incorporating like going outside in the fresh air a lot more. But
has to be done, man. Seriously, when you work an office job, I'm always trying to get some fresh air, man, for real. Even if it's working with the window open, something like that, you know what I mean? I mean, obviously, if it's snowing, it's pretty tough to do something like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
I feel you. But boom, man, I've run out of questions. You got anything? You got anything else you want to talk about, my man? Let's jump into it.
For sure. Because I think like mental health is very important, right?
It is.
Because like, I'm a workaholic. I'm sure you are too. Yeah. I can tell, you know, like,
yeah.
But we also have to make sure to like take time for ourselves and everything. That's why usually in the later parts of the day when I'm not doing work, I've been playing Slime Rancher a lot just to kind of like relax and just, Cause cause I used to never like take time for myself, and I used to be like, well, I edit my own videos. Well, that's technically still work, right?
I take
there's no way around it.
Myself. I take all the time in the world, bro. Literally, like for me, I'm at the office every single day because I love what I do. So I'm here every single day, no nonstop, like literally 7 days a week. Come down to the office, working, blah, 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 always something I can do. But I just take a random day off, you know, like if I add it up sometimes, it's scary because this is like the perfect thing for me. So I'm just enjoying it so much that I might literally sit there and be like, shit, like I've come in for 14 days in a row. I haven't taken a day off, an official day off in, 2 weeks. And I'll just take the Monday off or take the Wednesday off or whatever. Like, I don't give a shit. I'll take, if I come in and I'm not enjoying it, I could come in for 4 minutes and just sit down and look around my office and be like, fuck this shit. I'm not staying here today. And I'll walk straight home and I'll sit in bed and I'll smoke weed and watch movies all day and not feel that guilty. I'll feel a little bit guilty, but not that guilty at the end of the day. And I'll take that day off because that's, dude, the only reason I can work as hard as I do is because taking all the fucking time that, you know what I mean? You're rejuvenating and stuff like that. Yeah. And, most of the stuff is pretty fun, but if it hits a mundane day, man, I'm out. Screw it.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like that's why I work for myself, man. So I can make the rules up. And like I said, I'm the type of person who loves what I do. So I'll come in for 14 days in a row. That's a standard thing. I can't remember the last day. Like if I stop and think, like if I actually think about it, the last day I took off fully, like who knows? I think it was
right.
It would have to been after a club that I filmed, and I'm not too sure. Like my whole day might have been messed up because I stayed up late or something. But I can't remember. Like I literally cannot remember the last day I took off. Like I genuinely cannot remember the last day I took off. So that's kind of a tricky one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Whenever I'm like feeling like a certain way, and it's like like I know I need a break. Like I don't even need an entire day because then I'm like then my brain starts working again. I usually need like half a day.
Do you get anxiety? It's like if you're not working.
Anxiety isn't the right word. I just get.
I do. I don't know. Maybe.
Not anxious.
Yeah.
Just like my brain starts turning the gears of like, what can we do?
Yep.
It's
I
not
get
really
straight
like
up anxious. I mean, I don't know really the word. I don't know necessarily what the word anxious means to other people. This is the feeling that I guess defined as anxiousness. Is I'm sat there thinking, shit, I got a lot to be doing right now, but then I keep having to remind myself, Jack. Dude, this is the first day you've taken off in 14 days.
Yeah.
And it's like,
fair. Yeah, that's me.
Oh, right. Obviously. This is why, you know what I mean? Of course. This is why I'm sat here today doing nothing because I do so much. And it's like, that's actually a blessing and a curse at the end of the day, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Because like, I can't remember the first full day I've taken off.
Yeah.
Because like, I'm going to be real. Like, I have a girlfriend, right?
Yep.
And she like goes to college, so she's not here that often.
Yep.
So when she is here, I want to be able to take as much time as I can to spend time with her. And that's one reason like why I work so hard now.
Yep.
So that way when that time comes, I can be like, no, because I work so hard, like I can afford myself,
take the time with her.
Right. And it's sometimes it's weird because it's sometimes like, would I get anything done if she was still in town? I've actually wondered that. I think That'd be interesting.
You think you couldn't restrict yourself?
It's not that. It's that I think less would get done.
Well, 100%, dude. I mean, like the last girlfriend I had was 2017, bro. I didn't do nothing but take a whole bunch of drugs and go to parties for about 2 years, about a year straight. I think I was with her for a year or something like that.
I'm not saying I wouldn't get stuff done. I just know that I couldn't get as much done.
Yeah,
obviously.
Sure.
So like,
I feel you. Well, that's the standard, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like, boom. Even like the past week, like even remove girlfriend from it. Just remove somebody who you're chilling with all the time. Like my homie was here from California for the past week. A past week, and I got less done, 100%. You know what I mean? Instead of going the whole day, I left it, maybe 3, 4 in the afternoon to go chill with him the whole time or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's like obviously I'm getting less done, but I guess for a good reason at the end of the day. But also you gotta not be holding yourself to too much scary standards because. With all these kind of people in your ear all day long, especially me, I listen to, Gary Vee's my soundtrack to the week. It's very easy to start holding yourself to another man's, standards. Jack Cole doesn't need to hold himself to anybody's standards. You know what I mean? Like me, I need to hold myself to me standards. You need to hold yourself to your standards. But it's easy when you're listening to these, these people like a Gary Vee type of thing like that, very motivating, very hardworking kind of guy. You start holding yourself to that man's standards, and you just got to pull back for a second and be like, I'm me. I hold myself to me standards, to my standards, but I keep saying me. That's one of the interesting things about the world one day is you can stop and think I'm not doing enough, but it's like whatever I'm doing is actually exactly enough because that's what I'm doing right now. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I have a very much so meant to be kind of mentality in a lot of those things like that. Like I have like conflicting thoughts. Like one part of my brain might be trying to hold it against me. Like, yo, you need to work harder. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then the other part of my brain just like, bro, you're doing a lot. Like there's nobody who that's really doing more than you. So you're clearly doing a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel ya. That's why like connections like this and like MRIs and everybody is so important of people like understanding relatable. Like where you're coming. That's why I started that group chat, just as like an awareness of like you're not alone. Like a lot surprisingly a lot of people actually know about your struggles. You're just like you just don't know they exist because you're not like talking right. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So, 100%.
Yeah. So
no, I agree 100%. Yeah, for real, man. How long have you been doing YouTube?
4 years.
4 years. Okay, cool. The same channel?
Yeah. So the first half year to year, I was making terrible Lego animations.
Oh,
on
cool.
a channel that like
you're everybody.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's do it. Yeah, let's go.
You're everybody.
You're everybody.
No, for
Let's
sure. on the very old camcorder that I think we actually still have.
Legendary.
Yeah, I think I have a DVD somewhere of some of those for some reason, and
of course, bro.
But that was like my first introduction, like 2011, to like video work. It sounds so stupid, but like that was the thing for a while, and then I stopped, and then in 2016, that's kind of when I started doing stuff on my channel.
Awesome.
Gaming, if you could believe it. Well, I'm everybody too. Whoa.
Yeah. Hey, bro. I mean, you already know I've been there too.
It's Jug here.
Yeah, precisely. The legendary is Jug here himself, man. God damn, man.
Wow. Can I get an autograph through the internet? I don't know how that would work.
A digital signature? You after my digital signature?
Sign your name on MS Paint and then send it to me.
I'm gonna type my name in a document and I'm gonna send you a Gaizo screenshot of it, buddy. Frame it and put it on the wall. Gaizo. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, it was so funny actually, because like when I posted the Creative Minds episode, there was somebody in the comments. I was like, "Whoa, you got somebody on your podcast that has like 90,000 subscribers." But we already know the story. Like,
exactly.
It's like,
and,
well,
yeah. The crazy thing is the fact of the matter is I'm at like the turning point where pretty soon, within the next 6 months, it won't be able to be it won't be able to be kind of as obvious that it's subscribers there from a previous channel because the views have kind of caught up and the subscribers have caught up.
Yeah.
Like within the next month I'm going to be at 100,000 and I'm just hitting 90,000 now. I'm gaining like 300, 400 people a day to my channel. It's insane, dude. It's this past
those Upwork videos.
It's the free video editing software videos.
Oh yeah,
for sure. It's the beginners, bro. I'm telling you, anybody making YouTube content. the most people coming to the YouTube content will be on a beginner level. So whatever you're making content about, if you can make it with beginners in mind and people who haven't necessarily perfected or mastered things, which I definitely haven't, it's going to be much more relatable. It's going to hit home much more. And, so you've been you've been making YouTube videos for, consistently for a long ass time. So have I, man. Seriously, I've had so many YouTube channels. It's insane. I couldn't even list off all the names. When I first got to this country, I was making YouTube videos about Cinema 4D. I would go in there and animate little things, and then I'd like try, record little videos of me and my brother running about, adding like muzzle flashes on the guns. Or I don't even think we were adding muzzle flashes. I think we were just adding sound effects. So we just point the gun at each other and pretend like we're shooting and just add the sound effect or whatever. That was kind of my first introduction to start to do that shit. But what's your biggest advice for anybody who's actually starting a YouTube channel? You know what I mean? Like, what's a nuance that you picked up? And I'll try to share something as well. Like something that is like a pretty crucial thing to think about if you're starting a YouTube channel and maybe want to take it serious. Isn't the point you actually want to grow the thing?
If you want to take it serious, I didn't figure this out for the longest of time, but because I figured it out, I made the change to my content. You need to figure out the why of your content.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. Because as soon as I figured that out, I'm like, oh, what is my why? Well, it's analyzing things about the internet that aren't well known, but are super amazing, and telling people about them. It's like, that's why purpose. I obviously love it, so that's another reason, but like the why that isn't like connected to me.
You want to define it as much as you can, because then you know who you're reaching out to. It's like my shit. I know loads about Photoshop. I'm a very talented graphic designer. I can maneuver through Photoshop like nothing. I have never made a single Photoshop tutorial. I will never make a single Photoshop tutorial. I will only make video production type of tutorials. Very easy to blur that line right there. And I think that's why people in this space have less views down the line, because they haven't remained as consistent and kept that why, aka that real reason that people are coming to your channel and the type of content that you're producing. They haven't kept that close enough to their heart. That's like the name of the game in terms of actually growing a successful channel, because successful is subjective at the end of the day. I would call somebody who's getting 100 views a video with 25 comments and they're all like a real community. I would call that person super successful versus someone getting 5,000 views a video who's got 1 million subscribers and nobody gives a fuck about them. You know what I mean? So
I would say somebody who has a good community.
That's the whole aspect. A real community. See, it's a real. Like YouTube is a place where so much fake lives, so much fakeness is around every single corner. So I think people who define the why, who create content that's all for a certain audience, and who also keep it the realest, they will win.
Yep. For real.
It's fakeness. People aren't authentic on YouTube anymore.
Yeah.
My bad. They never were. I don't think people ever were, to be honest.
Roasted.
Like, they never were, man, for real.
Vwhat's your definition of authentic, then?
Authentic is real. It is portraying yourself as what you actually are. I think, the whole vlog community, all that, it's not them. You know what I mean? That's what my intuition tells me. Maybe my intuition is completely wrong. I don't think it is. And they just don't seem very real to me. You know what I mean? And that's most of the vlogging community. Maybe that's a little the vlogging community, stuff like that. And it's the bigger they get, it seems the faker they get. You know what I mean? And
in a way, yeah.
There's people who they seem like I'd like to think they're pretty real, but then maybe it's me second guessing myself and creating like a mental block type of thing like that.
Well, the camera itself always brings out a different atmosphere, Yeah. It's just automatic. Like, it just happens. Yeah. I would say that I'm pretty real in my videos because, one, I script write my own videos, so it's my own words and my own thoughts.
Yeah.
I've had some people, I don't know, there's the whole thing about, not even positivity on YouTube, but just, I don't know, I've caught myself thinking while recording, it's like, why aren't you smiling? And I'm like, what?
Oh, yeah, no,
what
that's
do you
crazy.
mean?
Yeah, that's
because I shouldn't even be thinking about that, because in my mind, I don't want to force a smile. Then that's just not genuine at all. And so it's this thing of like, Ethan, you need to not worry about it. Just be yourself. Like,
that's it.
For me, I don't care if I'm watching a YouTube video. I don't care if they smile. Like, I'm watching a YouTube video because I'm interested in like what they're saying and them as a person, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's just this thing. I don't know. But
I mean, sounds like you did the right thing in that situation, because like that's the type of thing I'm talking about. Like I want someone who's them. Like if you watch my videos, I promise you, every single one of you that watch my videos, you are watching me. I'm looking in the camera right now. You are watching me. This is Jack Cole. I suck at a lot of things. I'm okay at some other stuff. At the end of the day, this is me. Like I'm being me.
Hire me as your video.
No, and people comment all the time. You're talking too much. You're this. You're that. Blah 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 blah. More so recently because I've been getting more views now. So obviously, naturally, you get more haters. And I don't know what to tell you, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, what am I going to do? Talk less? Adjust myself based on something you told me? No, I'm not going to do that. And I think that's that's so crucial, man. If you're building an audience, be you. It's so, like, dude. It made me laugh because, like, the thing you're told almost most when you're a kid is just be yourself. You know what I mean? Like, that's like a very common thing you're told when you're a kid, like a generic thing. And because you're told it so much, you get desensitized where they're like, just be you. And when you hear that as a kid, you hear nothing. You hear this person's an idiot. They're getting no real information. But actually, in retrospect, as I've gotten older, I've realized that's the most crucial information anybody ever told me that I only realize the power of now, which it's such simple information. But being yourself is obviously, I mean, it's just like nobody's you type of thing like that. Like, I can't even remember how I got onto this tangent right here, but nobody's you, man. So you're trying to be somebody else, and you're only going to go as far as that person, probably not even as far because they're them. They're going to go as far as them. You be you, you're going to go as far as you type of thing like that. And that could be way further than this person here, which you're admiring that you're trying to be like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Type thing like that.
And it's one of those things where it's like, because I'm myself, I make the content that I do, right? I don't make... The thing is, right, here's the double-edged sword. I know my quality is, like, really, really good, so if I was a commentary channel, I would have blown up already. I already know this, right?
Yeah,
but with what I do...
About controversial subjects, things that actually, people are heavily searching for and stuff like that. Your channel, on my analysis of it, is the type of channel you have to do for years on years, probably like years on years on years for free, and then just... you've built enough traction that it does start snowballing. You do have the type of channel that's snowballing because the quality of the content is really good. Like you spend hours on hours on hours on your videos and
days.
Yeah, my bad. Shit.
A month.
Yeah. Holy fuck. Yeah. So this past one video, you spent a full blown month on it. You know what I mean? I'd advise anybody watching this right now. The link is down below to go check out MasterEth's channel.
Oh wow.
And check that stuff out. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? You put far more effort into your videos than I do mine. I
don't want to say that, but
I mean, it's two things, because at the end of the day, I put not much effort into my videos because I've spent a decade learning all this shit, and now I can spew it like it's nothing. Well, so it's kind of, you know what I mean, at the end of the day, but I don't put much effort into my videos, you know what I mean?
Well, it's a different kind of content.
Very much so.
Your content is very informational, where it doesn't need the month of editing that mine would, right?
It just needs me to say something.
It's two different genres, you know?
Yeah, it is.
People aren't watching it necessarily for the entertainment, but for like the information, right?
100%. So you could just
say you don't need it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's not,
That's where you get breaks doing my type of content, which is funny you say that, because I've been advising my friend to who's trying to start a channel at the moment, type of thing like that. And, he's not too sure the route to go down. And I'm trying to tell him to go down more of an informative route with the added entertainment. Because for me, if I entertain in my videos, like if someone watches this podcast and they're entertained by it, it's a plus.
Oh, yeah.
It's like an added thing. Like, oh, my God, I'm entertained by these guys. I only clicked here to find out information about making money making videos.
Right.
So it's like, wow, and they're entertaining? Wow, I'm definitely staying now. But it's like the entertainment side, they got to be entertained straight away. Whereas here, if you just say information, like I just told you about Upwork indirectly through a YouTube video, and you've stayed because I just told you about a website. You might not have liked my delivery of that or whatever the case may be. Boom. So you still stayed based on the information. So receiving the information, aka gaining value from something, it also builds a different kind of relationship, I think, as well. You know what I mean?
That's fair. Mm-hmm.
And it's a cheat code. It is a cheat code, because I could just sit down to a camera, just talk to it, and just say, "Hey, go do this and go here, and say this and do that." And obviously that would be a successful video. Whereas, you know, it's a little different bit of a story. And I come from the heavily edited Funtage world where I used to make a story out of a video game. You know what I mean? Like, I used to go into the video game, fuck about, and then edit together a story. Those things would take me days to create. And some of my craziest work, it's really how I flexed my editing ability and learned so much is, you know what I mean, building these nuts funtages, which was the word that we titled this shit back then, which basically just made a super edited montage. And, you know, gaming clips or whatever the case may be. But very interesting, man, for real. I don't know about you, bro, but I'm getting a little bit tired now. I need to wrap up. I need to go over to the store. If you got any, like, you feel that's a good place to end? You feel as though we tackled enough topics? Is there anything that you're like, Jack, please, we need to talk about this. We forgot to include it.
I'm looking at my notes here.
I feel you.
I'm trying to think. Gosh darn it. Because like I have stuff here, but I'm trying to pick one that I would deem to be the most important.
Yeah. No, hey, my bad. We can stay for a couple if you want. You know what I mean?
Are you sure?
Because no, 100%. No, I don't want to stop it too soon, bro. If you got more content at the end of the day, like I'll wait to take a pee and go to the store. You know what I mean? I'll sit here and I'll wait. Let's do it, bro. My bad.
I mean, they're not even like huge things either, but
no, I'm trolling. I'm just trolling.
What would you say the percentage of your client work is versus your YouTube work?
Now it's I prioritize the YouTube because the YouTube will basically it's kind of blowing up at the moment. It's I call this where I'm at called micro blowing up, where all of a sudden in the past 3 months I've gone from gaining not even 1,000 subscribers a month to nearly 10,000 subscribers a month. Yeah. So like the freelance work, I lose money at the moment, 100%. Like I could make so much more money than I am right now. And currently I prioritize the YouTube because it builds up to something. The freelance work, if I take care of the freelance work every day right now, it doesn't add up to me getting a much fatter paycheck later down the road, which the YouTube channel does. Like the YouTube channel, I'm building basically like a big paycheck that I get every month from the YouTube channel, which, you know what I mean, is obviously like a thing that I can rely on, which will later go on to pay rent for me when I move to London, which is a very expensive city, you know what I mean? So I've been putting a lot of time into the YouTube for the fact that I'm kind of in this concentrated moment of a lot of growth going on with it that I want to accelerate and increase, not decrease. But before that, when there was less hyper growth with YouTube, I could go maybe even 3 weeks without uploading sometimes because I was so intensely focused on the freelance work, which at that time was a priority for me. But I think I made this switch about 6 months ago where I said, like I'm going to upload daily on my YouTube channel for the rest of the year to just make the most out of this year. I uploaded daily from October to the end of the year. I had so much growth in that 3 month period that I said, I'm never not uploading a video, like for as long as I can do it. You know what I mean? Like I'm just going to upload every day for as long as I could possibly do it. And that really switched the moment where I realized that the YouTube, there's a lot of longevity here, where the more work I put in there, the more I'm getting back, where the freelance work, the more work I put in, I'm getting the same result back forever. You know, I could never take a client who I'm putting in shitloads of work and put in more work and basically increase that relationship. Not in most cases. It's a tougher situation, whereas the YouTube, the more work you put in, the more content you're producing, the greater your statistics are doing, etc. So it's more kind of longevity to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get that.
That's kind of but it's funny you asked that because it's really been a switch, man. In the past 6 months, is such a from one extreme to the other, where I was like, I'm never not uploading daily again on YouTube, and I'm going hard as fuck here. Whereas before I could go 3 weeks without uploading and just be super focused on the freelance work. And I was thinking, I remember like in the summertime, June, July, I was thinking like, shit, I don't have any time to make YouTube videos right now. I'm way too busy. And then I realized like the freelance work, it doesn't build up to anything in the future. The YouTube does. The YouTube, that's for the future right there. It advances into a 3 years down the line period where it's very big and then trickles down to all your other stuff. And the YouTube gets me work as well. Just saying that I've got a YouTube channel and now people reach out to me, which you know, I'm hesitant on charging people, but if they're older, I'll happily work with them. Like the younger people ask me, can I pay you to do this? No, like don't worry, buddy. Just watch my tutorials, figure out how to do it yourself. I don't want to take any money from you. You know, $10. You know what I mean? But if it's if it's an older person, like I've done some stuff for some people in their 20s, even some people in their 40s have reached out to me to do some stuff, and I'll take money from them. So that's actually added as like a funnel almost. It's not like it's not there's so much work coming in that I don't have to fish for work myself, but the occasional project will now come to me through the channel as well.
That's fair.
For the nature of the niche.
Yeah. For me, like I'm always working on like my own projects every day.
Yep.
But I always like to get like a lot of client stuff done first.
Yep.
You know? Because here's the deal. My channel basically isn't monetized right now.
Yeah.
You could argue that it is because of Patreon, but that's like $13 a month. So like it's not much from there. So it's like I kind of have to prioritize the client work for me.
I feel you, dude.
Like,
I feel you 100%. But also, the only way that the YouTube channel goes on to be big in the future is by prioritizing as well.
No, I want to say that I prioritize both.
But
at the same, because it's
tough juggling, dude. I don't think I don't feel you. I feel you 100%, bro. Seriously, like I might feel you the most.
Right.
Like I've been doing this for like 2 years.
There's some times where I just don't have client work, and it's like, wow, perfect time to work on my stuff, kind of thing, you know? And
is that effortless for you? You're like, oh, awesome. So I don't have any client work. Sweet. So I just put my attention over here.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Like, it's pretty similar. Like also, I've built methods to automate my YouTube channel now. Like this will be, we've done this for an hour and 26 minutes. This will probably be at least 6 different videos uploaded to my main channel, which are the subjects. So that right there has been a key factor in how I'm able to actually upload so much content to my YouTube channel, is making a creation factory. Because, dude, I could not have uploaded daily for the past 6 months if I didn't have a strategy for it, which was either having a running series going on the whole time, or more recently in the past 3 months, having podcast clips to upload every other day. Or, I mean, to be honest, like my channel, I'm sure you've noticed, there might be 5 days in a row, all podcast clips, because I'm just so busy those 5 days that I don't have a chance to make a real video. So it's like, I'm kind of cheating there almost. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm prioritizing the YouTube channel heavily, but I've created this creation factory to help me do both, to help me kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone type of thing like that.
Right.
So I mean, like, it's harder for your type of content because I don't see an obvious way to automate your videos at all. Like, I've watched your videos heavily.
I can't.
Yeah, I don't see an
if
obvious
I even
way.
try to, no, there's no way I can.
Yeah, I feel you, but that's just the nature of the different types of content, my man. You know what I mean? You gotta sleep in the bed you lay. Is that the word? I don't know. I don't even know the saying. No. I think that's it though. You gotta lay the bed you sleep. You gotta sleep in the bed you lay. No. Something like that. Yeah, so, exactly. It's along those lines. Something like that. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I have one more question then.
Let's do it. Dude.
How do I think I already know the answer to this.
Yeah.
But I want to pick your brain. Like, I sometimes get in these situations where it's like, I don't need to watch Gary Vee. I don't need any input in my brain. I know exactly what I'm doing. But then I watch Gary Vee and I'm like, oh shoot, how did I not know that?
Yeah.
So, how do you always learn new information to help you, whether it's physically or mentally or with your business? Do you have any constant input? Is it just Gary Vee or do you
Pretty much just Gary Vee, dude. Gary Vee is going back to the theme that I love the most, which is the most authentic. My favorite person on the internet, as in character, is Gary Vee. 100%. He's the realist. There's nobody communicating with less of a personal intent. He's not trying to get you to do anything. Same thing. He's the most authentic, basically. Same thing. My favorite rapper in the world is Kodak Black. He's the most authentic rapper in the whole rap game right now, in my opinion. He's just the realist. He's crazy little fucker, but he's the realist. He's the most authentic, and that's the aspect that I love the most, is authenticity. I want to know that what I'm listening to is not fooling me. I don't like getting tricked. I want to know that this is real shit. And also, Gary's in such a position of talking back on what he's done to get to where he is, opposed to talking about what you should do to get to where you want to go. But then the character has to be in the position to you know what I mean, basically have the right to say this sort of stuff. And there's nobody in a better position than Gary to talk about this type of stuff, and there's nobody doing it in a purer way. Tony Robbins, he's cool. I've watched stuff from him. He's got these other kind of characters that are a little bit more pay for my course and shit, and I just don't like it. You know what I mean? It's I want all your money to come from you being the thing, not Ty Lopez, where all your money comes from us. Tai Lopez, shout out to you. I'd have a conversation with you, but like all your money comes from us. I don't mean me. I'll never pay for that shit. But all Tai Lopez's money, from what I see, and I don't mean to single him out, but he's a good example. Right. Sorry, Tai Lopez, if you're seeing this. You know what I mean? All his money comes from the other people. He sells courses, and he's not even on the course. So I'm going hard on Tai Lopez. Right? This would be hilarious if I'm meant to be on his show in the future in 5 years.
See, I could name drop too, but now I'm scared, right? Because I was talking to my one YouTube friend about a specific YouTuber.
I'd tell.
I don't
even to him in person. You know what I mean? Like, this is real. Like, this isn't. You're saying this. Like, I tell this to the man in person. You know what I mean? It's these people, they're selling other people's information in some sense. Tai is a great person to use. He's getting rich off. He does like 2 hours of a course and then has other professionals come in and teach the course, and he packages it and sells it to people through Facebook ads. You know what I mean? So that's like me going into you know what I mean, a real like a production company doing millions a year and being like, hey, what's going on, guys? So come here and teach this little course, and then I introduce it. Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jack Cole here. Today we're jumping into how to make $1 million a year production company. Anyways, I'm out because I don't know how to do that shit, but these guys are gonna show you how to do it. All right, I brought them in professionally. All right, I brought them in especially that's what I meant to say, not professionally. I forgot the original question. Was it how I'm absorbing stuff?
Yeah.
That's why I went on that tangent. I like Gary Vee the most. He's pretty much my soundtrack to the week. I've, consumed a bunch of this type of content, and he definitely seems the most authentic in the entire space, like by a long shot. So Gary Vee seems to be the guy that I'm listening to the majority of the time. Like, I go to the Gary Vee audio experience, just go to that podcast and listen to the main man Gary. Basically, fill stuff in, and if I'm doing whatever, if I'm walking somewhere, whatever the case may be, I just got in there, and most stuff seems to go in one ear and out the other, because I'm just listening to it all the time. But then those little jewels that you pick up on are worth staying for. Basically, like the reason, like I'll tell you, the reason I'm even doing this type of content is part of something that Gary Vee says, which is the document over create. And I remember I was still in the mindset of creating entertainment-based content back in the day when I was coming off of the It's Jug Here channel and about to start this channel. And I was thinking like, damn, I can't think of any content to create. And keep in mind, I'm looking at content through the lens of having to create something to entertain people. And Gary Vee comes along and he says, document over create. Do not look to create, just document exactly what you're doing. And I still create videos, obviously, but I do it in a much more documentation sense. As in that very moment when I heard that, I stopped looking to create, to try find a content that I could create that was entertainment-based content. And I just decided to start making content about what I was doing, which was freelancing. And boom, we're 22 months down the road from that decision, and it was a very good decision. So we're talking about advice or my thought process that was influenced by Gary Vee, and now I'm 2 years down the road. So I've gained things from his information that I haven't gained from other people's, as in literal direction, like pretty good directions. Man, I think listening to content on the internet is good, but also you want to be able to be doing shitloads of stuff, because like Gary Vee just adds to everything I'm doing, and the majority of the stuff he's saying is just head nods to me. It's not like, oh wow, this. It's just like, oh, I already knew that. You know what I mean? Cool. Head nod. But then the occasional thing that he says is like, oh, that's it. That's why. And also, you get the mindset of someone who's there and who I think will be here forever. I don't think Gary Vee will ever be exposed for something and disappear, which that's a perfect character to learn from. You know what I mean? Like, this guy, I genuinely think he'll be here forever. So why wouldn't I tune into this guy all the time? I think he's one of the greatest, people of our time business wise. Perfect person to learn from. Basically took his whole idea of just giving all the information for free. By now, I literally might have had a paid product again if I hadn't have had him drilling that don't charge them exactly. Type of thing. And I'm making significant money off of advertisements and stuff like that now, so I don't need to make a paid product for anybody. And I'm just gonna not charge the people for as long as I can possibly do, and then one day make whatever the case may be, some asset packs or something. That's like the most obvious way I could see the. Hello? Hello? Uh-oh. Tried to call him back 2 times now. It says he's offline. everybody pray for MasterEth. I guess that's it. Make Money Making Videos podcast. Number 7 completed. Check out MasterEth. Wishing better connection. It not problems. Wishing better connection situations in the future. And thank you guys for watching. Make Money Making Videos podcast, episode number 7, done and dusted. Take it easy.